Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Thursday, April 22, 2021. BBC report. Coronavirus. WHO urges African nations to keep expired vaccines. Countries have been told to keep hold of them and wait for further guidance. The appeal comes after Malawi and South Sudan said they would destroy more than 70,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca jab because they expired in mid-April. But the Africa Centers for Disease Control, Africa CDC, said it had been assured the doses were safe to use. Many vaccines can be used up to 36 months after manufacture. But because COVID-19 jabs are so new, there is not enough data to prove their effectiveness over longer periods.
Al Jazeera report. Cathie Wood's ARC says Bitcoin could help fight climate change. Pushing back against climate activists concerned about Bitcoin's carbon footprint, the head of research at Cathie Wood's ARK Invest is arguing that the world's largest cryptocurrency, far from being a danger to the planet, will help generate more electricity from renewable energy. Bitcoin critics often assert that Bitcoin mining consumes more resources, specifically energy, than the benefits it creates. Brett Winton, ARK Invest's director of research, wrote in a blog post published on Wednesday.
BBC report. Dante Wright. Hundreds attend Minneapolis funeral of man shot by police. Dante Wright, 20, was killed during a routine traffic stop in the Brooklyn City suburb of the city on the 11th of April. The city was already on edge amid the high-profile trial of a white ex-police officer accused of murdering African-American George Floyd last year. That officer, Derek Chauvin, was convicted of murder on Tuesday. The investigation will examine whether there has been a pattern of unconstitutional or unlawful policing in Minneapolis, Attorney General Merrick Garland said earlier this week.
Al Jazeera report. UNSC, deep concern about sexual violence allegations in Tigray. Hundreds of women have reported horrific accounts of rape and gang rape since the start of the conflict in Tigray nearly 6 months after the eruption of fighting in Ethiopia's Tigray region. The United Nations Security Council has issued its first joint statement on the continuing crisis, expressing deep concern about allegations of human rights violations, including reports of sexual violence against women and girls.
CNN report. NYC Subway bomber sentenced to life in prison for terror attack. A man convicted in federal court for the 2017 terror bombing attack in a New York City subway station was sentenced Thursday to life in prison. Aqaid Ullah could be seen on footage in an underground tunnel walkway detonating a bomb on his person during morning rush hour December 11, 2017. 6 people were injured in the blast. Ullah injured his hands and stomach. The tunnel connects 2 subway lines beneath the Port Authority bus terminal, a major transit hub in Manhattan that accommodates 220,000 passenger trips a day.
Fox report. Reward increased to help find suspect who scraped Trump on Manatee. Report. Authorities in Florida still searching for the person responsible for scrawling Trump on a manatee's back earlier this year are now offering an additional $5,000 for information. The increase from the Animal Legal Defense Fund brings the total reward to $8,000. FOX 35 Orlando reported Thursday that other individuals had announced rewards related to the incident. The outlet reported that the nonprofit Center for Biological Diversity is offering its own $5,000 reward, and Florida native and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy star Dave Bautista is offering a $20,000 reward.
Deutsche Welle report. Czechs expel more Russian diplomats amid spying row. The Czech government on Thursday ordered Russia to remove most of its diplomatic staff from Prague. The announcement marks an escalation in a diplomatic row over the alleged role of Russian spies in a deadly blast at a Czech munitions depot in 2014. It is the worst dispute between the two countries in decades. Czech Foreign Minister Jakub Kulhanek said Moscow would have until the end of May to withdraw 63 embassy employees. A move he said aimed to bring staff numbers in line with those at the Czech embassy in Russia.
CNN report. Indonesia races to find missing submarine before it runs out of oxygen on Saturday. Concerns were mounting Thursday over the fate of an Indonesian submarine that went missing with 53 crew members on board, as a military official warned the vessel would run out of oxygen in 3 days. Admiral Yudo Margono, the Chief of Staff of the Indonesian Navy, said the submarine has sufficient oxygen for 72 hours, based on calculations from when the vessel lost contact during a military exercise on Wednesday.
Fox report. Canadian politician apologizes for taking nude photo of fellow lawmaker on Zoom. A member of the Canadian Parliament is apologizing after taking a photo of a fellow lawmaker, who was briefly caught nude during a virtual meeting of the Parliament last week. William Amos, a Liberal Party member of Parliament who was caught nude, tweeted on Thursday, "I appreciate that MP Sébastien Lemire came forward and confessed to me directly that he took the screenshot of me getting clothed after my run. I also appreciate that he apologized to me and my family over the phone."
Fox report. Russia orders troop pullback, but keeps weapons near Ukraine. Russia's defense minister on Thursday ordered troops back to their permanent bases following massive drills amid tensions with Ukraine, but said that they should leave their weapons behind in western Russia for another exercise later this year. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky welcomed the Russian pullback. After watching the drills, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu declared the maneuvers in Crimea and wide swaths of western Russia over and ordered the military to pull the troops that took part in them back to their permanent bases.
Al Jazeera report. U.S. Republicans' infrastructure offer a fraction of Biden's plan. A group of Senate Republicans on Thursday unveiled a public works proposal with a much smaller price tag and a narrower definition of infrastructure than what President Joe Biden has proposed, highlighting the stark differences between the two sides that will be difficult to bridge in coming months. The price of the Republican proposal came in at $568 billion over 5 years, compared with the $2.3 trillion that Biden has called for spending over 8 years.
Deutsche Welle report. World War II bomb discovered and defused in Mannheim. Construction workers in the southern German city of Mannheim uncovered a 500-kilo World War II-era aerial bomb, police said in a statement on Thursday. The explosive device, found at a former U.S. military barracks, was defused on the same day. About 3,000 people in a radius of approximately 500 meters around the site were asked to leave their homes. Police first cleared a school adjacent to the site, although given the unusual pandemic situation in the country, only 25 students were in class.
CNN report. 90-year-old Hong Kong woman loses $32 million in phone scam. Hong Kong police have arrested a man after a 90-year-old woman lost around 247 million Hong Kong dollars, $32 million, in a scam. The woman contacted police on March 2 and told them she had made a total of 10 payments after scammers told her her identity had been used in criminal activities in mainland China, according to a police statement sent to CNN on Wednesday. The woman said she had received a call in August 2020 from someone who claimed to work in law enforcement in mainland China.
Deutsche Welle report. COVID pandemic reshuffles list of busiest airports. According to the airport trade organization Airports Council International, ACI, the Guangzhou Baiyun International Airport in China recorded the most passenger traffic in 2020. In the preliminary World Airport Traffic Rankings, 7 of the world's top 10 busiest airports were in China. The former world's busiest airport, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport in the United States, fell to no.
Fox report. Chicago man shot at National Guard troops in Minneapolis amid Chauvin trial, prosecutors say. Minnesota prosecutors filed multiple charges Wednesday against a man accused of opening fire on National Guard soldiers stationed in Minneapolis as part of efforts to maintain the peace following the verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial. Andrew Thomas, 28, was arrested Sunday and handed over to federal authorities the next day. He is charged in Hennepin County District Court with 3 counts of first-degree assault against a peace officer, 2 counts of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon and an illegal weapons possession, the Star Tribune reported.
CNN report. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, your guide to the biggest names in crypto. Bitcoin and its many peers have surged to new levels of popularity over the past year, but they're still a mystery to many investors. With new coins cropping up all the time, it's hard to keep track of what's worth paying attention to and what might not be here to stay. Meanwhile, major companies are jumping on the bandwagon. Tesla announced earlier this year that customers may buy vehicles with Bitcoin.
BBC report. COVID-19. Delhi hospitals run out of oxygen supplies. A number of people have died while waiting for oxygen. and more than 99% of all intensive care beds are full. India is in the grips of a second wave of COVID infections and on Thursday recorded the highest one-day tally of new cases anywhere in the world. The country has recorded close to 16 million confirmed infections. There have been 314,835 new coronavirus cases in the past 24 hours, while deaths rose by 2,104.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.